Hi. Explain the main findings of the select cities. This city is Barcelona. The city is a dense urban environment that has successfully implemented the superblock model, which reduce car dominance to give more room to pedestrians and neighborhood life. They also use a participatory budget of 13 millions to improve accessibility and green areas. And this is impact of the Barcelona city. And the next city is Toronto. This city stands out for its contaminate to diversity and formal accessibility planning with massive 2025 budget of CAD 2170 pounds 1 million for parks. They have achieved a 90% resident satisfaction rate. And that's it for two cities. Thank you.
In Amsterdam, they have shifted away from being a car centered city by planning towards active mobility and cleaner air. A highlight they have is their signing of the Global Compact on Inclusive and Accessible Cities in 2024. The city of Stockholm treats public spaces as essential social assets. Their strategy ensures that no one is limited by age, gender, or functional impairment when using streets or squares. Singapore is known for the city in nature. Singapore integrates urban growth with public health. They have added 130 hectares of new parks since 2021 and use a Parks for Health framework to support seniors.
To make these cities even more inclusive, our team proposes the following next steps. For Barcelona, we suggest expanding the superblock changes into lower-income neighborhoods so that the benefits of cleaner, safer streets reach everyone, not just the famous tourist areas. For Toronto, the city should focus more on winter accessibility, ensuring that sidewalks and park entrances remain usable for older adults and people with disabilities during the snowy months is crucial.
For Amsterdam, a key proposal is to better protect local public spaces from excessive tourism. While the city is very successful and attractive, too many visitors can make it harder for residents and people who live there to enjoy their own neighborhoods. By managing tourism pressure, we think that the city can make sure people still have comfortable places to walk, rest, and spend time. That's our goal. For Stockholm, even though the city has a strong vision for inclusive public spaces, we suggest providing clearer yearly results. This will help show how these spaces are actually being used and whether they are truly accessible for everyone, not just in theory, but in real life. Finally, for Singapore, our proposal is to add more community-led activities and parks and public spaces because the city has already a very well-designed green areas, but we want to encourage more local participation that will make people feel a stronger sense of ownership and connection to these places. That is our final goal.
So, what we learn about these cities that we can apply to our home cities are three interesting factors that I think are really good. First is sustainable mobility. This is a model of superblocks that are being applied in Barcelona and Amsterdam. That this model of superblocks makes that instead of being one block and a street for cars, and being an architecture of the city that makes more sense for a car and less sense for walking or a bicycle, This model super blocks, what it makes is make a block consisting of 3 by 3 normal blocks and converts the streets between those blocks in walking streets for people for walk, for cyclists, and this makes that the cities feels more adapted to the person and less adapted to the cars. Another model is the inclusion of health, following Singapore's, for example, have parks of health. In this model of parks helps people of elderly age or with disabilities with therapeutic landscapes that help them. Also, the right-based planning, and is that all that we're saying in our presentation and in this video align with the SDG 11 and the Convention for the Rights of a Person with Disabilities. And by adapting Toronto's focus on removing physical barriers, we can ensure our local public space becomes safe and inclusive for every citizen. Regardless of the physical condition, all the people in a city can live normally and have a great life.